Kirk Ridge is a fantastic musician and a great songwriter. He's put together some great songwriter series around the area, too, both at Blue Note Grill and at Yonder. Kirk, welcome to Pass the Hat.
Wow, it's my same chair, but a little different thing going on tonight. So
Right.
everybody, glad you tuned in tonight. Thank all of you who came to Yonder this couple days ago, Wednesday
Good
evening.
show, huh?
It was packed in there. It was a raucous crowd. You don't have raucous and songwriter night together all that often, but we had a wonderful time, and thank you all very much.
You're going to have to invite Nora Jean a little bit more often.
Well, Nora Jean is moving on to Nashville, so
Sweet.
we'll have to catch her maybe at holiday time.
We will.
I will share some songs tonight, a few of them that I did over there, in case you weren't there, and some other different ones. So
All right. Well, you know how we start off the show. We make you play music right away.
just jump in and swim. I like to live in the country, your city lady. I tried to visit there once, but the concrete made me crazy. Maybe we can get a place on the edge of town. Look out, see city lights and flowers when we turn around. And bring your jazz, I'll bring my rock and roll. Play my guitar, you'll play your trombone. Everything will be okay if we meet halfway. If we meet halfway. You like to wear blue, my shirts are all red. If we do our laundry together, well, we can wear purple instead. You like to ride, I'd rather stroll. Hey, if I carry you round, will you be my girl? You sleep facing left, I dream facing right. I wake up early and you're up late at night. I got a solution that's perfect for us. Kiss you outside at 5 a.m. when the morning light meet the stardust. 'Cause you're the sugar for my coffee, I'm the honey for your tea. It'll be a sunny day if we meet halfway. If we meet halfway.
A little song about compromise.
Little song for my wife, Sally, and then we're in our 40th year.
Congratulations.
Marital bliss.
So, you've been doing this songwriting thing for a while now. You've had Kirk Ridge Band, you've had Black Dog Syndrome, you have your solo and acoustic thing going on. What moved you to start writing songs in the first place?
Well, it was some time ago, and it seemed like a lot of people were doing it, and I had a guitar, and I learned a few chords, and went through some things, and thought, well, always liked to write, and but never wrote a song, so I don't know, it just sort of through osmosis kind of happened. Wrote one. I liked the feeling. It was a terrible song, I'm sure, but wrote another one, liked the feeling, and like with many songwriters, it sort of becomes a part of your week by week existence.
So it's an acquired taste, kind of like beer.
Yeah, kind of like the good beer is. And so I don't think there was any flash of epiphany. It just sort of slowly, weaseled its way, if you will, into my life.
But you already liked writing, so you had, if not stories, you had some need to communicate or get something out to, across the ether to
Well, I think,
folks.
this was when I was in my 20s, and, a lot of crazy things can happen to you then. And so
Sure
there
did
was
to me.
no loss of material coming across my path that ended up being fodder for songs. And before then, I had grown up. My mother played piano very well and loved to sing in the church, and we had a piano at home. And like many of us here, we took piano lessons for a couple of years. At that point, I moved on. I thought trumpet back then in the 60s was the cool, with Harry James and Louis Armstrong. Trumpet was the cool instrument.
And that album
guitar,
cover with the whipped cream on it?
Herb Alpert.
Herb Alpert, yes.
Yeah. And so I played trumpet, but when I got a little bit older, trumpet is hard to play in a quiet apartment building, so it seemed like the guitar maybe worked out a little better.
And there are not a whole lot of trumpet-playing singer-songwriters either.
Well, people seem to be able to play harp. Isabel Valls, who was at Yonder with Nora Jean and myself the other night, she's taken up harmonica recently. She did a beautiful job on it.
I heard one song and it was good.
Because you hang that around your neck and you can just toot on it, but it's hard to, I don't know. What are you going to do with the trumpet? I guess you could have a stand and
just kind of lean into it.
Maybe we'll try that one of these days.
Good ideas. Kirk Ridge.
Next song is we went, when we were starting to think about retirement, my wife and I, we went to this financial planner, and they ask you all these questions like, in your retirement, you want to take a cruise every year, don't you? Or we said, no, I don't think so. You want to go to, travel to Asia, don't you? And to exotic places? No, really, we don't. He got exasperated with us. Said, what do you want to do? And we said, we want to sit on the porch, look at the garden out back, and that's what we love to do.
You are bad consumers.
And at that point, he, I think, ushered us to the door. But I was thinking back on that recently. It's a fairly new song. And thought, I think I'll write. There's a song. I got a fancy car from Buckingham Palace, inviting me to meet the king. They said he'd teach me to speak English, let me kiss his ring. Well, I said no can do, I just want to sit on this old porch with you. Then a message came in from the tropics. The Jacques Cousteau Society. They told me that I'd won a contest, swim with sharks down in the sea. But I said no can do, I just want to sit on this old porch with you. I just want to see you smile when the baby birds take flight. Look at the flower garden bloom, holding hands in the twilight. Watch the fireflies sitting here on this old porch with you. Then a famous director rang my phone. He wanted me in his hit movie. Get to be a Scientologist just like Tom Cruise. But I said no can do. I just want to sit on this old porch with you. Want to sit right here with you. Sitting right here with you. Sitting on the porch.
Well, Kirk Ridge live here in the studio, and y'all have a nice porch up there in the rural northern Orange County.
We are in Rougemont. We've lived in the same place for 40 years. It's an old farmhouse that was built in the 1890s, and got some nice land around us. We've been doing the garden now for a good long time, and this summer's garden is beautiful.
It's been super hot, but it's not been drought conditions like we've had in previous years. So it's got to be a good year for growing.
We've hauled the hose out to the garden some, but seems like it just spaced out nicely. We've had some nice soaking rains.
Yep.
Just when we've needed to, and tomatoes are coming out like gangbusters, and Sally right now tonight is putting up the pickles from the cucumbers, and so life's good.
You got patches of mushrooms growing all over the place?
We got these mushrooms coming up. They come up because they're all under. They have, I don't know where they come from, but I'm not a mushroomologist or anything, so I just get them out so the dogs don't mess with them. And
I've just noticed, I'm a little bit injured, so I haven't been walking in the woods, but I've been kind of woods adjacent. And I think because we had a fair amount of rain last week, or at least it was a gentle soaking rain a lot last week, that brought all the mushrooms out. Now the forest floor is just covered with
Do you know
stuff.
which ones are? Do you know? Are you astute in this?
Yeah, the ones not to eat are all of them. I know. I have mushroom hunter friends, and they'll go out and get the morels and the chanterelles, and they know exactly what to look for. I can find what I need in the grocery store.
We have a friend who grows them in the logs, and that's a good way to do it. And that way you're using the right spores, and that you're not going to do something terrible to yourself.
Yeah, if I have nothing better to do someday, I may do that, and I look forward to having nothing better to do one of these days. Oh, by the way, apparently Kim Lane is still alive because she chimed in on the live stream and said, "Hey, Kirk."
Hey, Kim. Well, good to have you listening.
And she says, "Play us some of that fine music, Kirk Ridge."
This is sort of a Southern noir song, and I guess a shout out to our friend across the street, Eric Pruitt, who is a fine Southern noir author.
Absolutely.
I'm halfway through his latest book right now. It's really intriguing. She's standing in the pouring rain, and the headlights approach, pull into the southbound lane. He said it's a nasty day. Are you going my way? Come along if you like. You shouldn't have to hitchhike. They rode for miles and miles, and she looking at him all wild. She said, I've been all around, and I've found you gotta know what they like when you gotta hitchhike. And her arcane drawl suggested Arkansas, and the scent of wisteria made him delirious. He tried to find the right words to say. Should he say loved or offer to pay? He said we can ride all night, like to see you in soft light. She said, but what about your wife? Does she know you want to hitchhike? And the farthest south they went, the more the swamp closed in, and the swaying Spanish moss, it warned of the cost if you hitchhike. Hitchhike, hitchhike.
I wonder if the kids these days know what hitchhiking is.
You don't see it like you used to, and that's probably it's probably a good thing.
Well, it would be nice if people would pick you up while you were walking. I've actually stopped on the road. If I saw a broken down car and a mile down the road I saw somebody walking, I'd stop and say, hey, do you want to ride? And half the time they say no, because you're a stranger showing up with a car offering them a ride. Last time I even thought about hitchhiking was probably the late 80s. And I had like 10 miles to go, and I just thought, nah, it's better just to walk.
Yeah. Well, everybody, so a word from Bob, a word of wisdom. Be careful hitchhiking.
Be careful hitchhiking, y'all. And you did mention Eric Pruitt, y'all. That's Eric with a Y-E-R-Y-K. His latest novel is Something Bad Wrong, which is his fictionalized account of a very real unsolved murder that happened here in Durham and Orange counties back in 1971. He did a whole lot of research into it, turned it into a fantastic novel, and you should go out and read it.
It's very skillfully handled. He sets it in two time periods, back when the murder happened, and he gets, spends time there with the characters there and the detectives and things and the people who knew them. And then many years in the future, somebody comes back and wants to, I guess, cold case file sort of thing.
Yeah.
And how he juggles those time periods and keeps you oriented about where you are is very well done.
Yeah, there's many stories that he's all woven together there. And there's that main theme about the murder and the murderer and the key players and trying to find out who did what when. But there's a lot of other stuff going on. It's really well done. Everybody get out there and read it.
Everybody, it's you never know where a song's going to come from. Usually, oftentimes, it's through a personal experience you're going through, or something you've seen somebody else go through. But other times it's by surprise. I was driving through Virginia between Lynchburg and Charlottesville, and passed by. There's a little sign there said "Tight Squeeze," and apparently there's a little town there. I saw a gas station, but I was driving and just passed by Tight Squeeze. But when I got home, that sort of kept ringing in my head, and so I sat down. I still remember sitting on the couch, and what you do is sort of let your mind wander. And you don't want to be too conscious about things, and just these different images or little vignettes of people in tight squeeze situations, came through, and I started playing these, chords, and this song right here emerged from it. And a number of years ago, the people in American Songwriter magazine down in Nashville published the lyrics for it, that was fun.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
Now, if you're at home, what they did at Yonder the other night was every time I said tight squeeze, I had a little pause before when the lyric comes in, and they so you could do that at home. Just your part is easy, tight squeeze.
Tight squeeze.
Heard about a risk taker, but all his money on the game. In a smoky pool hall in East Liberty, PA. The winning ball was trapped between the 13 and the 10, but he slid it down with some wicked spin. And the man across the table said, I don't believe what I see. What do you call that shot? Tight squeeze. And I heard about a girl she went to see, the Rolling Stones, in a big arena far away from her home. She was pressing on a stranger up against the door. When it finally opened, they fell down on the floor. Their legs were intertwined, they were cheek to cheek. She said, explain this place. Tight squeeze. Tighter than two lovers in the backseat of a car. Tighter than the pockets of a hustler in a bar. Tighter than a drunk walking on his knees. This place, they call it a tight squeeze. And I heard about a man, 2 appointments in one night. One was with his lover and one with his wife. He tried to keep it straight who he was with, but he switched their name in the middle of a kiss, oh no. And he looked over at the referee. What's the name of my predicament? Tight squeeze. Yeah, tighter than two lovers in the backseat of a car. Tighter than the pockets of a hustler in a bar. Tighter than a drunk walking on his knees. This place where they call it tight squeeze.
Kirk Ridge, Tight Squeeze. You know, the first time I heard that song, or after the first time I heard that song, I'd been making a few trips up to Canada, and I went that route. Rather than going east to go up 95 and go past all the traffic, I went a little bit west and went up 77 and 79 and whatever. And I knew I was supposed to be looking for this spot so I could see the sign and stop and take a picture of Tight Squeeze, and I missed it 3 times in a row.
Just blink.
I blinked.
Well, it's there, and it is beautiful up there in that part of Virginia, I must say.
By the way, Alex Weiss says he's a big fan of hitchhiking, but he's a big fan of hitchhiking in the 70s.
Alex Weiss, what a great songwriter and instrumentalist, and we've had Alex and Leela on here on the show several times. Always a pleasure to see them.
And also, pick up some of his vinaigrette. He makes a great salad dressing.
Yeah, that's right. Now that all the tomatoes and things are coming in, that would be excellent.
That time of year.
Well, I think we have time for a song before our top of the hour. I'm going to send this out to Kim Lane.
Good call.
And I usually when I perform it's called Long Black Hair, but how about tonight we call it Long Red Hair?
Seems appropriate.
I think I'll move it up the fretboard just a little bit.
Always remember your capo. I've flown up in the air, spent half of my life up there in dreams. In
dream, and I fell on red hair, caress me everywhere it seems. It seems, look in every place, through all time and space, but can't find her there. Can find the girl with long red hair. We had everything, she traded her heart for my ring. The days were long and filled with sweet sighs. And one night when she was out of sight, I gave in to selfishness and lies. Now searched in every bar and in the passing cars, I wonder where the girl with long red hair, long red hair, long red hair. Been up half the night trying to set it right with lovers who just would not let me be. Now sitting here all alone, no place to call a home. You see, you see, cry down empty street, they echo back to me, said she's not here, the girl with long red hair, long red
hair. Nice. Kimley and Kirk wrote you a song.
No,
I'm sure that's not the first time someone's written you a song.
but I did dedicate it tonight
Yep, close
to
enough.
Kim Lane because, Kim, we miss you, and we'll hope to see you next week.
Absolutely. And, dear listeners, near and far, live streamers, you have made it through the first hour of Pass the Hat, and we have to warn you that the second hour of Pass the Hat, I first should probably tell you you're listening to WHUP LP Hillsboro. And this second hour of Pass the Hat is sweetly provided by Matthew's Chocolates, 104 North Churton Street, Hillsboro, North Carolina, the finest in chocolate and chocolate accessories for all of your chocolate needs. And let's face it, we all have chocolate needs. Kirk is modeling the latest in designs from Matthew's Chocolates, this wonderful craft paper box full of a pound of custom-made chocolate from Matthew to Kirk. Every guest on Pass the Hat gets a chocolate gift from Matthew because he is our sponsor and he loves us. And, yeah, all of the good chocolate, and especially in these days when it's a bazillion degrees outside and a bazillion % humidity, he has the best gelato there and all kinds of wonderful flavors, and a lot of the stuff that doesn't quite make it onto the chocolate counter accidentally gets into the gelato. So he's got all kinds of wonderful flavors of gelato. Very well worth checking out. Matthew's Chocolates, y'all. Now, just to reset, we are here on Pass the Hat with Kirk Ridge, our special live in the studio guest, who is getting ready to play us the second half hour of his set. How's it going, Kirk?
Well, Matthew, thank you very much, and we can't wait to open up this box and see what surprises are inside.
There is one that's wrapped up specially by itself because it's apparently dangerous.
Ooh, so we should hold the box like with a Jack in the Box out
At a
little
distance,
bit,
yes.
before we open up. Well, we will do that. But we've had Matthew's chocolate any number of occasions before, and
It's a nice
I
treat.
can't wait to try that. Well, everybody, it's one great thing about being a songwriter is that you get to write songs about things around you that maybe are questionable, and it's a way to express yourself and your feelings about, certain things in our world and our country especially. And now you can't always play those everywhere you go, but across the street at Yonder you can play those because it is an eclectic, wonderful place. And here on the radio station we can play those. So this is sort of a comment on, I guess, how certain people are able to do just about anything and get away with it, and other people people of little means and nobody supporting them, don't do anything at all and end up
And still get in trouble.
Get in trouble. So. Well, Supreme Court Justice took 20 vacations on a billionaire's yacht to exotic locations, and all it cost was a wink and a nod. And he says it's just bending the law. And a tycoon molests a helpless woman in the back of a store where couldn't be seen, and he claims her story is flawed. And he says it's just bending the law. But a homeless ex-Marine shoplifting a can of beans got no money to post bail, and the judge says throw him in jail. And a banker on a Ponzi scheme convinces old couple they should believe, but suddenly all their savings are gone. And he says it's just bending the law. But a kid just wanna get high from a funny smelling pie. Got no money to post bail, and the judge says throw him in jail. And a politician tried to rig the election through sleight of hand and deception, and shrugs it off with a ham and a haw. And he says it's just bending the law. But a migrant family just want to be free, no money to post bail, and the judge says throw him in jail. Throw him in jail.
Kirk Ridge getting a little bit political here in the studio. Good stuff.
Well, I'll tell you, it's got money, you can
Do what you want
buy your
to.
way at anything.
That's why I buy a lottery ticket once a year, so that maybe I can win. I can do whatever I want to.
Well, Bob, you missed the billion. The billion went to some guy named Bob, but he was in California.
Maybe it was me and I didn't even know it.
Did you buy your ticket in California?
No, I did not. Dagnabbit. Well, Kirk Ridge, that was a relatively recently written song, right?
It was, obviously, with the indications of things that might be going on around us.
Mhm.
And
So I'm wondering, what was the impetus? What made you? I mean, obviously there's a lot of stuff going on in the news, and you referenced a lot of it. But what was it that made you sit down and write that song?
Well, I try and write pretty much every day. I mean, just
Really?
mess around with things. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a little studio that we have a kind of a freestanding building, and on the outside is a stained glass shop that my wife Sally
Right.
makes beautiful things in, and I have a little room in the back of that where's my music studio and recording studio. And so I try and go out there every day. Don't spend hours and hours, but usually I try and put in an hour every day, and just use it sort of as a workplace for ideas.
Right.
And it's almost like writing these songs, and for many songwriters, it's like the sand sculptures that you see people do, and they make these beautiful sand sculptures, and then they just
Wipe them over.
whack them away.
Yeah.
And so it's everything doesn't need to be the final song. It's just I enjoy the process
Right.
of just noodling around on the guitar. I just let my mind drift and have my notepad there, and jot down ideas, and sometimes something will take hold, and I say, oh, and all of a sudden there's a whole chorus, or maybe it's a verse without a chorus, or maybe it's just a few chords or something, and I once I sort of get a toehold in it. I've never climbed one of those big rocks, but I expect it helps to get a good
Get a
grip
toehold.
before you go up any higher. Then all of a sudden, a good bit of the time, I'm fortunate that a song will roll out. Now, not all of them are keepers, or most of them are not keepers, but it's the process is fun. I won't finish one in one seating. I'll work on one maybe over the course of a week and throw away ideas and add different ideas and let my mind things pop in. But that's just a brief overview of how it works for me.
Well, you said two things there that landed with me and sounded really important, and one that is that you enjoy the process, and
Yeah,
I think
it's great
that's
fun.
super important. And the other one is that you have a place that you go. This is the songwriting place that, and I guess you could go there physically or you could go there metaphysically, metaphorically, but you have a place, and that's the songwriting place.
The metaphorically is we have some large pastures, and I have a mower and a tractor, and I love just mowing or tilling
I'm sure it
in
can be like
preparation
a
for the
zen
garden.
kind of a thing.
And invariably when I'm riding around on the tractor or the mower, these ideas pop in. Some people have talked about it when they're driving, and so for me it's now I have to keep both hands on the wheel of the tractor or you can get into trouble, but I try and remember these little tidbits of ideas when I get back to the studio.
Oh, you just try to remember them? You don't have like a phone you're yelling into, and you just reminded
not
me of
there.
another Kirk Ridge
But
song.
it's not far from the pasture to the studio, so I usually can remember it by the time I get back in there.
You have a better memory than me. But you can't drive the tractor with your knees while you whip out your notepad and.
I would no, because it's hauling around. Well, because you have a tractor, you're hauling around big equipment that, with big stuff churning or
You
in
can
the
do some
back. and
damage.
You want to be, respect your
True
equipment.
story.
I will beg your indulgence to write one more song of commentary. I
Yes,
think I did
please.
this on Juneteenth, thereabouts. Invaders, they are ruthless, reflecting misery. Surround the families and march them to the sea. Load them tight as sardines into the stinking hull. And on the deck above, strut the infidels. At below, the timeless chant from every woman, child, and man. Wait, wait, wait for the day. After many weeks, reach the distant shore, and the light pierces their eyes like a burning sword. corpses of their kinfolk are cast into the sea, and survivors they are shackled 3 by 3 as they march. The timeless chant from every woman, child, and man say, wait, wait, wait for the day. Wait, wait, wait for the day. Dragged into the fields, the knees and fingers bleed, and a man called Abraham claimed he set them free. But lurking in the shadows, a masquerade pretend they are enlightened, but it never changed. Still today, timeless chant from every woman, child, and man say, wait, wait, wait for the day, day, day. Wait, wait, wait for the day.
Powerful stuff from Kirk Ridge. I'm reminded that very recently by the Board of Education in Florida that the slaves did get some valuable education out of slavery, some valuable life skills, so it wasn't all bad.
Learned how to pick the cotton.
Yep.
I mean, really, the things that come out of people's mouths.
Yeah, it's scary times. Well, let's shift gears just a little bit, Kirk Ridge. Where are you playing out where people can come and see and hear you play?
Well, let's see. I do the Songwriter Circle that we alluded to over across the street at Yonder every third Wednesday of every month, and we just got an agreement to continue that throughout 2024.
Fantastic.
So Yonder posts those as Facebook events, or I post them on my website, which is www.kirkridgemusic.com. And so my total calendar will be on there. And our next show is in August with over at the Blue Note Grill in Durham. I do 3 or 4 shows a year there. We've been partnering with them for a long time, and it's a great place. It's parking is a little challenging now, but they'll help you find parking.
They'll figure it out.
That is the third week of August. It will be on a Thursday. I don't have my calendar in front of me. We will have Nancy Middleton and Carrie Marshall and one more participant who I will let you know in a minute as soon as I get to my calendar. And but that's going to be a very fun night over there. Speaking of the Blue Note, the longtime sound man Michael Borstelman at the Blue Note is undergoing some health challenges now, and you can go on my Facebook page, just Kirk Ridge on Facebook, and I have a link there that there's a fundraiser for Michael. He's been in intensive care now related to a serious heart issue. A lot of the music community has very graciously chimed in. They're still collecting money because it's going to be a long road for Michael.
Oh, yeah, you're in ICU. That gets stupid expensive.
He can't have his job at the Blue Note doing sound, unfortunately, for all of us, and he, is going to have living expenses and all of that. So if everybody would be so kind as to go on there, and any little bit will help.
I will find a link, and I will put it onto the Pass the Hat Facebook page
excellent.
as well.
And since I was so rude to not remember my cast at the Blue Note, it is Nancy Middleton. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Stan Lewis. Fabulous Stan.
The law-breaking reveler himself.
And who started Southern Culture on the Skids.
That's right.
Way back when. Stan and Carrie Marshall from the Moonlight Stage in Raleigh, and myself, and we'll do Songwriter in the round. And the way that works is we just alternate and play about 6 or 7 songs, and that'd be a big old fun night.
And I did mention, Kirk, at the beginning of the show that you've played in bands before. Black Dog Syndrome and Kirk Ridge Band both come to mind. Have you put any thought into starting a band back up, playing that electric music again.
Well, we actually did. We
Really?
had the band all ready to go, a subset. It was a quartet. We used Alan Wilson moved to a guitar because our dearest Butch Coakley passed on, a longtime guitarist for the band. We've been together 12, 13, 14 years. But Alan Wilson, who was our bass player, is an enormously fine guitar player. And then we moved in Bob Head, who he's played acoustic with me for probably 10 years on stand-up bass. And we were booked at last year's Carrboro Arts Center, and we were on the one stage, the Weaver Street stage, a beautiful place to play. But the skies opened up, and a lot of their venues were inside or undercover, but ours was not.
You were washed out.
Unfortunately, we were washed out. They did pay us, though. They didn't need to do that, but the fine folks at Carrboro did that. So we're hoping that we will get together for that. I'm hoping to bring the band over to Yonder early next year, and maybe do a show at the Blue Note again. We have a couple drummers that we're working with now, and so it's that's we had a couple rehearsals, and we were ready. You did some of the old songs. It was fun. Rehearsals were fun, and we got paid to rehearse. So how bad can that be?
Alan's not on drums anymore. He's playing guitar. Who did you say was?
Alan was on bass.
Oh,
and,
who's stepping in on percussion?
And well, right now we haven't had one yet, but we've talked to Cindiana Jones.
Ah, fantastic.
Your friend, who's been up here in the studio.
Oh, she's so much fun.
And so we hope in Carrboro, because she lives there, that if we're kind enough to get invited over there, that she will be doing percussion for us.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, we do have several more minutes, and I see you're getting tuned up there. It must be time for another song.
We could do that. It's always good to be tuned. So we will play our feminist anthem as one of our last two songs. It goes all the way from the Garden of Eden to the present day.
That's a long time.
In 3 minutes. That's a challenge.
Phew, time warp.
Where the Garden of Eden, Adam was eating the apple from the tree and playing the flute, and her birthday suit was a woman known as Eve. And God appeared with fiery beard, quite displeased. Adam had no shame, said Eve was to blame, but she just headed east. And dressed in skins, they lived in a dark and rocky cave. Inspired, she made fire and she fanned the flame, and hit his bow against a stone. She grabbed it from his hand, gave him a look, said, "Respect that cook or you'll be a hungry man. Call my friend if you offend. Well, in the end, she'll have the final say. She'll have the final say." Aristophanes in ancient Greece, he wrote about a war. The war made no sense, the women said that they were sure. They devised a plan that when the man came home to bed, said, "Till you stop that fight and make it right, well, you ain't gonna get no sex. Call my friend if you offend. Well, in the end, she'll have the final say. She'll have the final say. She'll have the final say. She'll have the final say." In Hollywood, producers stood an unrestricted man. At audition time, he was a slime and made evil demands. But courageously, the third degree was brought by women stars. But no defense could she'll have the final say. She'll have the final say. She'll have the final say. Yes, indeed.
Kirk Ridge live here on Pass the Hat. Are you having fun
Don't mess
yet?
around. I mean, you know, behave yourselves.
Yeah, just behave. Respect.
RESPECT.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to tell you what.
Kirk Ridge going through his notes.
Yes, I think we have, what do we got, 2 more?
Yeah, you can fit in 2 more. It's your show. You can do whatever you want to. You can
Well,
play
I
8
think-
more if you wanted to.
No. We'll make these tidy, so we got 2 more. We'll do a nice quiet one, and then we'll do an unquiet one.
All right. I'll be quiet and listen.
Thought I'd just mention, since it's been a while, you were the best. I'd try the rest, but you were the best of all. Now I don't want to keep you, 'cause I know you got things you gotta do. But hey, once in a while, don't you look back and smile. You know, once in a while, I do too. Oh, those southern nights, never been held so tight. Those sweet summer days, I miss you's all I can say. Thought I just mention, since it's been a while, you were the best. I tried the rest, but you know you were the best of all.
Oh, nice, Kirk Ridge.
Now, my final song, and everybody, thank you so much for joining us this evening. And for the last 30 minutes, I've brought a set list that we will share with some of our songwriter friends that we enjoy their music. This final one is a song about unfortunate love. And it is also a sing-along, so those of you at home, every time I say, oh no, you say, oh no. And
no.
Boy, did they oh no it up, whooping and hollering at yonder the other night. I was walking, I was window shopping, I saw a pretty mannequin. I stopped, glass I knocked, see if she'd be my friend. Well, there was no mistake, I swear I saw her wing. And I blew her a kiss, and a pushing cheeks got pink. Oh no,
Oh, no.
oh no,
Oh, no.
oh no.
Oh, no.
I'm falling for a mannequin, well, I can dress just how I like in sequin, red or black. Can't say no, can't run away. A mannequin can't talk back. So I go inside that big old fancy store. Ask the man in a mohair suit, how much can I buy her for? 'Cause she can fly for free. In the overhead bin looking down at me. We can go round the world. The mannequin is the perfect girl. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No.
Well, said she's not for sale, so I picked her up and began to run. Been searching everywhere, and this girl here, she is the one. But my timing was out of whack. Got stuck in revolving door, and I tried to step on back, but her head came rough across the floor. Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
No.
Oh no! Her head came off across the floor. Once police showed up and led me all the way outside to the flashing light for an unintended ride. Said, hey, you're a kind of creep. But I pointed back at a tear running down her cheek. I said, officer, give me a break. I'm a victim of heartache. He said, yes, son, I can relate. Does she have a sister I can date? Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm falling for a mannequin. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I'm falling for a mannequin. Thank you all very much.
Kirk Ridge, live here on Pass the Hat. We've reached the part of the show where we turn off the live stream and we turn the airwaves over to Kirk Ridge's recorded music playlist. So y'all don't go away. You can join us at WHUPFM.org. Find us on the TuneIn app or at 104.7 if you're here in the footprint of Hillsboro. Goodbye, y'all.